is breathing in and out. If you're alive, the rest is all negotiable. So we give thanks and with gratitude for a beautiful day.
That's a very beautiful song. I'm hearing it for the first time. I'm surprised, and I was just thinking to myself that, this man makes really good music. It's a very nice song. Well done. And you've been recognized for it globally.
Yes, this was on the album Voice of Boom Boom, which was nominated for Best Reggae Music Album at the Grammys, Best Global Music Album at the Grammys. And this is a particular song called Beautiful People. So I filmed it also in the northern region, particularly my hometown, Boom Boom, to my older brother, who's the traditional chief there, the people there, and also to showcase northern culture and ethnic culture, and I feel that was what made that album very, very unique, because it focused, even if it's a reggae track, the visuals were traditional, and then if it was a traditional track, the visuals were contemporary, so fusing different kind of influences and sources, I think, is what led to the wide acceptance of that album. Yeah.
How does it feel, to be a 3-time Grammy nominated artist?
The thing is,
Ghanaian.
The thing is that many people ask me, and I always say that I've just been asked the Grammy question so many times, and I talk about that. I set out to just make the best music I can. I set out to also constantly learn and grow. So when I finish with one record, I'm listening to the new upcoming musicians. I'm getting exposed to different types of music, just educating myself, learning more into my craft so that the follow-up one will be a good one, So Grammys were never the objective of my music. It just became a product of my music because, when my album, Hymns for the Rebel Soul, was nominated first for NAACP Image Award for Best World Music Album. That exposed my music very widely in terms of America, TV shows. That album had shows in the World Cup, in the video games, EA video games, and then the following album was nominated for a Grammy. So it was all as a product of the continuous work ethic of pushing. So I see when people ask me, how does it feel to be a 3-time Grammy nominated artist? I say that it just lets me believe in the power of doing music for the sake of its sake. Right. And then all else shall be added unto you. So it has never been an objective. It's just a product of my unquestionable commitment to my mission as a musician.
I see.
Yeah.
So all these 3 nominations that you got at the Grammys, which one did you strongly feel that you should have won?
It's hard to really tell, but I felt that the first nomination, Branches of the Same Tree album, was such a hugely successful album. It was an album that I did a lot of tours, both within Europe and the US, played in so many new places that I had never been to, and when it was nominated to, it was an unusual reggae album because it was an album that I had fused elements of my Afro root sound had officially become a global sound, and it showed a diversity of how you can put high life music and other elements into the context of reggae music. So I feel that album was so unique that it got a lot of attention, and that was what led to it being nominated. So I knew that it was a different album, a different. And then there was actually a recent writer, the polling, which named Branches of the Same Tree and also Hymns for the Rebel Soul as one of the all-time essential reggae albums of all time. From a Songline magazine, which is a very, powerful media. So I feel that album should have been in all things being equal, should have been the
Should have-
one
that would have-
because it was a breakout album, you know.
Right.
But the thing is that nomination for me was a surprise.
Right.
You know, so it was a victory for me as a musician who is not going out to seek accolades for, you know, those type of pop accolades, but is trying to use my music more as a tool for social impact and bringing people together.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll talk about your new song very shortly,
Yeah.
but how does it feel, you know, doing all of this, getting that kind of recognition and not getting the same here in Ghana? Or are you satisfied with the,
You
with
know,
the
the
level
thing
of
is that
recognition
you
that
could
you have here?
never, I could never try to say it should have been one way or the other. You know what I mean? The thing is that you do the best you can and you put yourself out there and you trust the path that you are walking on. And you also hope that, you know, the support and energy for, as somebody who has really sacrificed his craft to elevating my country, you know, from songs like in Ghana, you know, playing them around the world, bringing the name of our country to so many places, you know, and spreading it in so many stages. And it can't even be quantified how many people were inspired by that song to actually visit Ghana. So the even peripheral impact of it when it comes to our economy and all of that is immeasurable, you know. But I'm not the one that can say because I have done a civic duty, that means that I need to be rewarded or recognized in a certain way, and it's something that you are demanding. I don't demand it. Love is something that comes freely from people. I know that people love what I'm doing in my music, and if God is blessing me with it becoming more amplified and more support coming in, I welcome every support that can also help in terms of increasing my visibility more and more back at home.
Okay, now, you know, as an activist also, which I know that you are,
Yes.
I want to pick your thoughts on galamsey. I know that you've been following it.
Yeah, no, I've been talking about it a lot, actually. For the last few days, I have been really, you know, talking about it because also I just came back from the AMSEN conference, which is the African Ministerial Conference of Environment Ministers. So this is something that is convened by the African Union and then the United Nations, and it was held in Abidjan. So myself, in my role as a United Nations Goodwill Ambassador for Environment, I was invited to actually give the opening remarks before all the ministers, about 45 ministers who came from different places, about the environment. So you can imagine just going to the most high level ministerial environmental conference that has been convened and being asked even within the framework of that place about the issue that is making headlines, which is the galamsey and the pictures of our water bodies that were an aspect of our communities for years and years and hundreds and thousands of years has served our people. Now we see the rivers and the rivers have been killed. You know, life has been killed. You know, there's been mercury in there, cyanide in there, trees are being cut, cocoa farms are being raised. Our cocoa is out, even when it's sent outside these days, some of the tests even show that there's cyanide in the cocoa. So it's almost like this whole galamsey thing, its impact is so multi-dimensional. It looks like it's something that is getting money, but what it's doing that is costing us health. You know, people in the hospitals, you know, the lands that the agricultural lands are being destroyed. The water that has fish is being destroyed. The water that gives us sustenance is being destroyed. And all of this stuff, they are heavy metals. So they are probably also streaming into our drinking water without unknowingly. So this is an emergency, a national emergency, because not every people, we all want our health. We all want our children to grow in the right environment. We all want to protect assets, natural assets that can ensure the survival of generations. We have to be protectors of it and not necessarily the ones that rob a generation of
Are you
their
impressed
capacity.
by the way the government has handled?
I can't say about what the government is because certain things government does is not outside of our visible. Certain things, different tools are being done. So I won't pitch myself as against the government. What I'll pitch myself is up to we the people of Ghana, because we the people represent the government is a representation of we the people. So how does we the people see what is going on, and how do we use our voice to also demand accountability of our leaders who through our agency we have voted for them to do what is right and what is in our interest and what is in the conscience, social, what is aligned with the social conscience of the nation. So this is not a matter of Rocky against a government or Rocky against a certain people or some people not doing right. It's about all of us. This is an opportunity for a moral, readjusting our moral compass.
Okay.
In a direction where everything that we do would ensure that it doesn't hurt us, our health. It doesn't destroy our livelihood. Cocoa, which has been a sustenance of our Ghana before gold and all that, cocoa has been what has sustained our country. It sustained farmers who have been able to educate their children, a lot of their children who are leaders right now. So if there is something that is being done right now that looks like on the overt, it's bigger paying, and by the same time the cost of that is much more deeper. I think that the question is up to the people of Ghana.
All right.
We need to speak out because it's affecting all of us. It doesn't matter what political party you belong. It doesn't matter what side of government you belong. It doesn't matter what tribe you belong. If the water is poison and you drink it, it doesn't discriminate.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's listen to your new song.
Yes.
Right, so that is Rocky's new song, Rise. Yes. And thankfully we have the director of the music video here, Ima of Twins Don't Beg. One off. Okay. Well, but when you see him, you know that he obviously did it with his brother, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so
yeah, both of us.
Yes, where's your brother, by the way?
He's
on official duties.
Yeah, he went to Kumasi for a working trip.
Okay, congratulations, by the way. It's
Thank
a
you very
beautiful
much. Thank
video.
you very
I mean,
much.
these guys are awesome. So.
Yes.
But
yes.
what genre of music is this?
This is Afro Roots.
Afro.
This is as I was talking to you earlier about my
Your
previous
album yeah.
that was nominated. So it's a sound that I've been working, which is a fusion of reggae, high life music, and Afrobeat.
Right.
But with a very conscious lyrical aspect of it, socially conscious lyrical aspect. But then this one, I approached it differently. Usually because I'm a producer, I always produce my works. But this one, I collaborated with two amazing producers, Nabein, who produced for Kanye West, and then recently the Travis Scott album, and then Firstborn Mastermind too, who's done for Ariana Grande and also Nicki Minaj and others. Wow. So we created the Rise, but with a much more updated modern sound. And then once I was done too, I wanted to really work with, cutting edge, forward-thinking, visionary creatives here, because I wanted it to be a collaborative thing, a sound that encompasses Ghana, but how do we also use the visuals to create a narrative that tells our story in a tasteful way that is classic, traditional, by the same time futuristic and current,
And I believe that you got that. Ima,
Yes.
what went behind choosing this concept?
I think so. Listening to him, this video came out of collaborations, and if you look at what we've been able to achieve, it's all through collaboration. So we approached him one day, and we told him we want to do a project with him. It's been very long, but
it finally happened.
Yeah, it finally happened, and we collaborated with stylists, with models, and set designers and all that, and we came up with this beautiful music video. So when you see the video, you see a bit of a lot of contemporary African Ghanaian costumes. You also see a bit of high fashion models. Yeah. And you also see a bit of African dance. We even collaborated with some students from the Performing Arts University of Ghana, Legon. So we put all these things together for us to create a beautiful music video like this.
And it is indeed very
yeah.
beautiful. Congratulations
Thank you so much.
on that.
Yes,
well done,
yes,
well
yes,
done.
yes,
we
thank
have to
you.
go now,
Yes, yes,
finally.
yes,
I just
yes.
wanted him to come and tell us the inspiration behind the
Yes,
video.
yes, yes,
Are
yes,
you
yes.
hoping on working on more collaborations?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
you know, people see us as just photographers in Ghana, but we are more than that.
Clearly.
We've shot like a lot of music videos, some for some South African musicians, and Ghanaians shouldn't just see the photography side of Twins Domberg. We do a lot more than that.
It's good that you're telling us, so you should be putting it out more, right?
Well, that's the reason
That's
why
why
we're
you're
That's
here.
the reason why we're
Thank
here,
you.
yeah,
Thank
you
you
know.
so much,
Yes.
Rocky Dawuni. Well done on this one. And Ima, congratulations as well. Well done to both of you. This is Ima of Twins Domberg, Swag of Africa fame.